Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. I got enough likes on the most recent trailer review that I did, so I figured I'd give another one a shot. By the way, like the video if you want to see more. Um, what do you call trailer reactions? Anyway, I don't actually show the trailer below. You can see that on your own, and I can actually keep this video monetized with just one ad in the beginning, possibly. Anyway, yeah, so I saw the second trailer. It actually came out yesterday. It showed for me, but I was like, oh yeah, I already saw that trailer. But obviously I didn't if it just came out yesterday. Anyway, so I decided to take a look at it today, just a little while ago. I'm like, oh crap, this is actually new. There's not a whole lot of new stuff there, and it is a very short trailer. It's only a minute long. Yet I still have some opinions on this. Okay. Very recently got into the Valiant comic books. Like I had a 1 hour long interview with Jim Shooter, one of the founders of Valiant Comics. You know what I'm saying? And that was just a couple of months ago. And I genuinely did not know nearly enough about Valiant Comics in order to talk to him about it. I mean, like he's one of the co-creators for the Exo Manowar character, which is like, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. I didn't know anything about the character to really talk to him about it. So I just talked about his time as Marvel CEO. So I'm recently getting into the Bloodshot. Shadow Man is what really sold me for Valiant. I'm like, wow, this was good. But getting into Bloodshot, really getting into Rye, loving a lot of what I'm seeing as of late, as it's slowly starting to come out because a new company bought it, new company doing some more stuff and whatnot. So digging on that, digging on that. So this latest trailer, here's what it's showing me. First time that a Valiant comic book character is getting a live action cinematic release movie. Hopefully enough of us has seen the Bat in the Sun storyline. All the stuff they're doing over in the Bat in the Sun YouTube channel. They just had a Ninja K Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. It was really good. The first person to do a live action, to my knowledge, Bloods. What do you call it? Bloodshot is Jason David Frank, the green slash white Power Ranger. Pretty good job. I'm going to admit, pretty good job. But now we've got Vin Diesel jumping on. Vin Diesel has been wanting to do a comic book character in the worst way for the longest time. All right. He was really excited and dropping hints about, oh, yeah, they want me to be Black Bolt. I think he would have made a freaking awesome Black Bolt. I'm just saying. He did, however, get to play Groot, but he didn't do a whole lot of, physical acting for that. Just sitting in a studio talking into a microphone. I mean, that's not really what a guy with Vin Diesel's looks is built for, right? So suddenly he gets the opportunity to do this. Okay. Says that you're willing to pay top dollar to get a top name actor. And knowing Vin Diesel, I mean, like the dude's freaking awesome. He's a total nerd. He's one of the main guys bringing D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons into the limelight. He might have even given them a discount on his going rate. Who knows? Who knows? But he's clearly into playing this character. On top of that, these guys doing through the Valiant, the Valiant Comics line, they seem to be sparing no expense for production of this film, for the CGI involved in this film. You see, like this dude gets shot, and like the nanites just explode off his face. And yeah, it looks like a typical reversal scene and whatnot, but all in all, that looks hot. You've seen the dude with the cyborg legs walking. Yeah. It's a green screen. You throw that stuff in. Sure. All of us are capable of doing that, right? I'm not. I'm not. I'm seeing this, and the only character that I know offhand is Bloodshot. Uh, there's a good chance that the bad guys in this are the Black Bar. Looking forward to seeing them. Oh, and this is supposed to all be loosely based off of the 12 issues that are involved in the Bloodshot Definitive Edition. By the way, you guys can actually win the Bloodshot Definitive Edition by going to the Valiant Comics website, Twitter, Instagram, I think on Facebook also. They've got a whole bunch of different ways you can actually win this because it's not available in stores yet. Just saying. Uh, all in all, this trailer looks hot. I know this is not like one of the major this isn't like, oh, Wolverine's getting a reboot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or something like that, or oh my God, they're finally going to be doing, I don't know, a Green Lantern movie, and actually putting some thought and some hope into it, or a solo Flash movie. I know it's not quite the same. What this is, however, is the potential beginning of a new universe. Is it going to be done the same way as Marvel? Maybe. Maybe there's going to be like those end credit scenes where it's like, oh, look, I got to have a conversation with my buddy Ninjak over here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, Exo Manowar just showed up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, it's Quantum and Woody. I don't know. Who knows? There might be those little bumps here and there. There may be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's all going to be connected, the Valiant universe and things like that. Who knows? But here's the deal. Valiant is genuinely making some big time money moves. Okay, they're going full Cardi B in this. Like they got a video game coming out. I think this is supposed to be like a not a shoot 'em up, like a battling video game where you could be anybody in the Valiant universe and go at it with each other and whatnot. They're actually going out and they're actively seeking people like me, like small time channels like me, and also some of the bigger channels, and saying, "Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I want to check out the um okay, cool." Good to meet you there, Alexandria. Anyway, that was really strange. Anyway, yeah, check it out. So bang, they're going out of their way to actually try and promote their comic book line. That's a big deal. I mean, this is a company that's been bought. This is a comic book line that's been bought and sold so many times. Like, it was, I just noticed recently they were bought by Acclaim for a little while, which, boom, 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 back and forth. Wow, that's freaking weird, right? New company has them, calling them Valiant, really trying to push this series, paying solid attention to the backstory, while not all of their comics, but most of their comics, they're actually trying to actively involve new readers. That's something that I've noticed that Valiant Comics, all the different people who've owned them before, haven't really tried to do very often. They've always been trying to grab those old Valiant Comics fans before. Because when it first came out, there was a huge, push for these guys. They're just like, oh my God, yes, Valiant, new comic book characters. Well, all these new, people jumping on. There's Jim Shooter. There's Bob Layfield. You know what I'm saying? There's all these people jumping onto these books. Yes, yes, absolutely. But more than that, it's the idea that they're actually trying to push not just grabbing the old fans, but new fans as well. That's awesome. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So we could potentially have, Image Comics is one thing. All right. You got like all these different series here and there. You got Spawn, of course. But aside from Marvel and DC, you don't really have much of a universe that's huge, that's interactive with each other, where characters actually cross over with each other all the time. Images, for the most part, all independent creators just having a single hub to go to. This, slightly different story. This is an actual universe, interconnected, talking to each other, dealing with each other, sometimes fighting each other, and sometimes teaming up with or for the sake of a common enemy. That's what the Valiant universe does, and they really just need to get more eyes on it. And they're willing to go to like pull all the stops and almost any lengths in order to do that. They're actively seeking out comic book reviewers, big guys and like me, small guys, to try and get eyes on. They're doing the video game, and they've already got their first movie coming out, and they're sparing no expense to get these movies out. March 13th, the movie comes out. I am genuinely excited to see this because I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot more explained besides the stuff that I'm reading, the stuff that I'm picking up, currently reading the Valiant Universe comic books, liking what I'm seeing also, new reader friendly, which again is very rare for Valiant, with the previous hands that they've been in, the previous owners. What do you call it? So March 13th, I'm actually planning on doing a watch party up here in the Mississauga, Ontario, Canada region. So Greater Toronto area. If you can reach Toronto, we're a part of the Greater Toronto area here in Mississauga. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to do the watch party, but yeah, Going to try and get a whole bunch of us together to actually just hang out, go and watch the movie, have a conversation afterwards, maybe do a non-spoiler review afterwards with a whole bunch of people. And I say that'd probably have to be the spoiler because you can't determine if somebody's going to spoil a book or not, right? Or a movie or not. So anyway, just going to have some kind of a watch party, have a conversation with the people who show up afterwards. A whole bunch of people get to be on the channel, talk with me, go live, talk with the audience, and talk about how we felt about the movie in and of itself, good, bad, whatever. Because you know what, that's what it's going to be. And if Valiant is putting their all into this, I don't know how bad it can necessarily be. Let me check out a couple of the comments over here. Mostly just what's ups. That's cool. Yeah, Dynamite does a lot of crossovers. They just they don't interact with the fans nearly enough. Case in point, what did they do on Twitter? Unfortunately, like not a whole lot of anything. 1-2 Comic Talk. I'm really looking forward to Bloodshot. Yeah, me too. I completely agree. Yeah, there's a whole lot of good. Oh, Batter, what's going on, brother? There's a whole lot of good stuff going on in the comic book world right now. But listen, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe being out, there's never been a better time in order to jump on comic books. You know what I'm saying? There's never been a better time. And I don't honestly, I gotta shoot from the hip here. I feel like Marvel is doing things wrong in the comic book division. What do I mean by that? You've got like the Black Panther movie came out, and what happened? They finished a comic book series. Ta-Nehisi Coates was writing it, so that Ta-Nehisi could start a new Black Panther comic book series where Black Panther is in space, doesn't have any memory of who he is, and everything is in space. All these people are in space, like Killmonger and Jakata, all these guys, they're in space now and they're different people and there's a weird thing going on. It's like, dude, if I just got finished watching the movie and I know nothing about the Black Panther and I decide, let me jump on the comic book, oh, look, there's a number one, there's an issue number one after the fact. I probably want to be able to see him in actual Wakanda, not floating around in space doing stupid stuff. I'm sorry, it's stupid stuff. It's stupid. It was stupid for them to do something like that. It was a boneheaded decision. Nobody's going to jump on a comic book like that after seeing that movie and not knowing anything about the character. So Valiant, saying like they're keeping their characters who their characters are. They're introducing new comic books. They seem to be doing 4-issue arcs as opposed to Marvel and DC's 6-issue arcs, which is a big deal. Easier to digest the entire story. Meanwhile, they can, the story, of course, continues. It makes it easier. It also makes the trade paperbacks a whole lot cheaper. It makes for simply a possibly better reading experience. So this way, you see the movie, you see Bloodsport, all of a sudden, holy crap, this is awesome. I wonder if there might be a giveaway there. Who knows? Hey, look, here's all this really cool stuff. How about if all of a sudden, boom, we can jump on a brand new comic book right here, right now, after seeing this movie? That is how you get people over to your line, whatever your line is, not just comic books, all of your line. So yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing that. I agree, Mr. DC Comics. There's a whole bunch of good comic books coming out in January and February. Anyway, guys, that was really it for me. I've got other things to do. I just wanted to comment on this trailer because it looks genuinely good. Hopefully, you see I got a Sayat / Harbinger on here. I'm hoping that they actually do introduce the Harbingers on here. The idea that there are other characters out there. We don't know what else could be out there. Maybe they can have this thing at the end where they're just like, Bloodshot, you're the beginning of, something new that's just happened, almost like a Nick Fury moment where it's like, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. This doesn't have to be about forming a team. And I honestly kind of hope that it's not about forming a team with all these guys together at the end. This will happen. And that's not really what I'm looking for. It's honestly not. What I'd be looking for is the idea that, you're not the first, or at least you're not the only, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe just a quick scene, like silhouettes of, Exo Manowar, Ninjak, and just, all these different other characters that are out there. I think that could be freaking awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, I'm partial to Shadow Man myself. I would kill to see a freaking Shadow Man movie. So I'm just pointing that out. I'm just pointing that out. Anyway, I am looking forward to the Bloodshot movie. I genuinely am. I'm hoping to get, enough excitement up to get a couple people to go with me to go and watch this movie. Because, yeah, so March 13th, yeah, get some excitement going. Like this, and by all means, comment. That you might be in the area of Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, around the time of March 13th. We can go and see a movie together. You know what I'm saying? Talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.